Hey everybody, it's Chris, and today we are going to be looking at and giving my thoughts on Ozempic and covering the whole Ozempic is fat phobic. They want to unalive all the fat people. The world hates us, blah, blah, blah rhetoric. We'll go through some of that on TikTok. Got the computer back. It is working very well. I've put it through some tests, so I'll be able to start putting out some content. So I'm very excited about that. First thing we're going to look at is HannahTalksBodies is back. She's one of the most annoying ones to me. She's so self-righteous and thinks she's so great. And guys, I'm sorry if the sound is not the best. When I got the computer back, for some reason, I cannot get my microphone to set up and recognize, but I am going to work on that and then I'll get it done. But I just want to make this. It's the evening. I have a little bit of time to kill before my partner comes home. So I figured I would just get this done and put it out. But Hannah's back, and I think she deleted this video off of her TikTok, but I found it on the farms. Shout out to the farms. I know some people don't like the farms, but I feel like we should be able to talk freely and speak freely, and they're good at archiving, and they give a lot of good sound advice and some really good topics. I only read like 3 or 4 of the threads on there, and some of it I know is really mean. Some of it's just freaking funny. I'm not super politically correct. I am like from the last leg of the Gen Xers. I come from a generation where we were not coddled. It was tough love. There was no mincing words. You were told the truth, and you know what I mean. And there was like self accountability, and there wasn't a ton of political correctness. And I'm not all about the super crazy woke stuff of this day and age. So I find a lot of the forums funny, but they archived it. I pulled it up. So we're going to listen to Hannah's video first, and then we're going to go over just a couple of TikToks with the Ozempic and fat phobic, or Ozempic is fat phobic hashtag. And let me tell you guys, like, I know Ozempic is not like the best miracle drug they're claiming it is. It has a lot of bad side effects. In the long run, you don't lose all that much weight because they don't really seem to talk a lot about how you really need to make big lifestyle changes. It's basically they just have you take this medicine, you eat a little bit less of the junk you eat, and you lose a little bit of weight. And some people have better results than others, but there really needs to be a focus on using this medicine to teach you how to control your hunger, eat properly, and get more active. But they're not doing this. They just want you to take it forever, maintain a fairly minimal amount of weight loss, all things considered. And I actually pulled up a couple of things here and how Ozempic works. It says right here, we're going to have just a really quick pharmacology class, nothing crazy. But one of the things, it has a lot of side effects right here, including inflammation of your pancreas, kidney failure, not good stuff, guys. And let's not even talk about the black box warning for the thyroid cancer. But one of the ways it works is, let me pull up where it is. It slows gastric emptying. Okay, so that makes you feel fuller, so you eat less. It makes you eat less. Trying to find how where it works, but the fact is it helps you create more insulin. Is one of the main utilities of how it works. And guys, from a former medical professional, I can tell you that is not good. Unless you're a type 1 diabetic who does not make enough, you do not want to make more insulin. You don't want high levels of insulin in your body. That's called hyperinsulinemia, and that's very bad. And most Americans and most people that eat a high sugar, high carb diet, we all eat too many carbs for the most part compared to what we burn off. And you become very insulin resistant. So a lot of us are making adequate amounts of insulin, but we are not sensitive to it. We are resistant to it. So that way we have to pump out more and more, and our blood sugars are going crazy, and that's bad. So the cure is to not just basically like the same effect as if we were giving you insulin shots. That's bad. That's why diabetics start to really go downhill once they have to start injecting insulin, because it's the growth creating hormone. It causes things to grow more, including not good things like cancer and all that stuff. The goal is to alter your diet and adjust your diet and get yourself more sensitive to the insulin you are making. The cure is to not just give you more. That's not good. And I pulled up berberine because I think it is a better option. Now, I am not your doctor. I am not telling you to go against your doctor's advice. I'm just telling you there are some natural alternatives to Ozempic that you can use that are healthier. I take Alan Roberts' supplement Alchemy right now, and it has berberine and it works really great. But if you're not sure about that and you want to just buy some berberine, buy some more berberine. Berberine has been shown to be as effective or more effective than metformin and helping with prediabetes and diabetes, guys, with blood sugars. And one of the main risks here, or main benefits of berberine, is it activates an enzyme called AMP, which is called activated protein kinase. It exists in every cell and it helps you regulate your metabolism, helps with burning body fat and stuff like that. But the biggest thing that berberine works is it helps improve how your cells, it says right here, respond to insulin, which promotes better moving, it says, of the glucose into your cells, and your ability to utilize the glucose more efficiently and utilize the insulin without having to pump you full of it. So that's just like a little pharmacy class. I would definitely try the natural things first, the berberine. And guys, whether you use berberine or Ozempic or Wegovy, which Wegovy is just Ozempic in a larger dose, I would try the natural stuff first. And no matter what, you've got to get moving a little bit and you've got to change your diet. Cut down on as much of the processed foods as you can. Cut down on the refined processed carbohydrates. Hell, cut down on a lot of carbohydrates in general. Focus on good, healthy fats, proteins, lots of vegetables, fresh vegetables, frozen vegetables, fruits, stuff like that. Small amounts of whole grains, stuff like that. Keep the processed junk to a minimum. Okay, that being said, now the class is over. That's what I do here if you're new. Sorry, I talk, and I try to really give people a lot of advice and tips and stuff like that. I would like to do weight loss coaching and health coaching and stuff like that, which I might do next year. I'm still working on my weight loss. And even though I have helped people before and I know how to lose weight and I know how to do it, I still really want to be in a better place personally so that people can look at me and say, oh yeah, she really does practice what she preaches and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a personal thing. But I will let you guys know if I do decide to do the coaching or if somebody does want to talk to me about coaching. I would always be willing to talk to people and I'd be willing to help people anyways because I do that for free sometimes with some of my friends and family. It is what it is. But that being said, let's hear what Hannah has to say. I downloaded this. It's on my camera. Or on my computer. I don't know what she said. All I know is her condescending freaking tone makes me want to punch my computer. Good to see she has not changed not one bit, except she got fat.
I cannot handle the Ozempic conversation anymore.
Because she's mad. All these fat activists are mad because now that this miracle drug Ozempic came out and it's being pushed all over the place, a lot of these fat people are going, yeah, hell yeah, I want to take it. Thyroid cancer, kidney failure, Ozempic butt, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I would rather have all that stuff than be fat. So she's mad because people are saying, I would rather deal with all those pain in the butt side effects than look like you. That's what it comes down to. These people all feel personally attacked because they want to be the beauty standard. It's very shallow to them. And they are mad that people would go to these lengths and risk these side effects in order to not look like them.
It is making me so frustrated and so sad.
Observation though, I admit I do like her. She's gained a lot of weight, guys, but I think she has really pretty eyes, and I do like this haircut, this color on her a lot better than that like obnoxious blue she had, the Kool-Aid blue, the Baja Blast from Taco Bell blue. This natural kind of dark blondish brown, it looks really nice on her. I really think if she lost more weight, she's a pretty girl, but she would be prettier and she'd be healthier if she lost some weight. But just my observation.
It is everywhere. And the way people talk about it,
that's because people don't want to be fat. Hannah talks bodies because they know being fat is not healthy. No matter how much you squawk about it, it's not going to make it different.
Is just misguided and incorrect. They talk about it like it's a miracle.
For some people, it is, because for some people, the biggest problem is they cannot, our portions are out of control in America. And it has been for a while. And we overeat, and we're told to eat too much all the time. And we eat a lot of processed foods, which override your hunger cues and fullness cues and signals and all that happy horse crap. And we eat too much and we eat constantly, or we drink a ton of calories, okay, which still counts as fuel and still has to count towards a caloric intake. And so for a lot of people, portion is the problem. You know what I mean? Even if they try to eat healthier, they still eat too much. So the fact that this slows your gastric motility and slows your, gastric emptying, which is why you can have some of the gastric paralysis problems, that is not really good that go with this drug, is it makes you feel fuller, and it just gets people to eat less, or they get so nauseous that they want to puke and they feel not and they don't want to eat. So for some people, it is a miracle drug to them, because on their own they cannot control how much they eat, or they're just eating a lot more than they think. So for some of them, they would just rather take the being sick, being nauseous, feeling stuffed, and eating less, and hopefully, like I said, just using it as a jumping off point. They want you on these drugs forever, but guys, you should only be meant to use these for a few months to get your shit together and not need it.
The reason why people lose weight when they first start taking Ozempic is because it makes it so that people can't eat.
So wait a minute. I thought fat was genetic. I thought fatness and poor health was genetics and societal stigma and the patriarchy and racism and transphobia and any other phobia you can think of. So what you're saying is people can't eat. So if they eat less or they don't eat, they lose weight. So that just blows you guys' argument right out of the water. It is the food. It's the amount of freaking food you eat. You eat too goddamn much. So thank you for proving yourself and all your comrades wrong about your argument in the very first minute of your video, Hannah. Thank you very much. Right there. You heard it from Hannah Talks Bodies, everybody. Tell everybody that Hannah Talks Bodies confirm that. If you don't eat or you eat less, you lose weight.
Because of my work, I work with many clients,
and that frankly terrifies me,
who take Ozempic or have
because she needs a lot of therapy herself.
taken Ozempic in the past, either for diabetes or because they were prescribed it by a doctor for weight loss.
Yes, Hannah, because some people need to lose weight. You're in that category.
And in both cases, people couldn't eat.
And they lost weight. And if you're that sick that you can't eat, yes, you should cut back the dose or try something else. But the fact is people were eating less. Okay, so it goes back to eat more food, be more fat. Eat less food, get more thin. In simpleton terms. I'm sorry, it's late. I usually don't make videos at 10 o'clock at night. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of hyper. It is what it is. Welcome back, Chris, right?
They literally had to force themselves to eat.
A lot of people that are on Ozempic, though, like people that are like Amber size, they really don't need to force themselves to eat, though, Hannah. A lot of these people could not eat for a few days. Or at the very least, it's not going to kill them to skip a meal or skip a couple snacks. They say, oh, we need to eat. You don't need to eat all the time. You don't need to eat all the time. You only need, most women don't need to eat more than between 14 to 1800 calories a day. Max, somebody small like me with sedentary lifestyle, sedentary job, I can maintain around 1500 calories a day. So, you guys really think you need to eat a lot more than you do.
Food every day, and they could only eat maybe like one small meal a day.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Hannah. If you're so obese that your doctor's putting you on Ozempic, I don't think doctors are putting people on Ozempic because they have to lose 15 or 20 pounds. If you're heavy enough that your doctor puts you on this drug with the risks associated with it, then it's okay for a few weeks for you to eat just a meal a day. And you're saying one small meal, but I bet your idea of a small meal is actually a normal sized portion, because you guys have this thing called portion distortion.
I have numerous clients who have been off of this medication for 6 months or longer who
And the problem is people gain the weight back on Ozempic when they get off of it because they are not, like I said in the beginning, they are not being pushed to use this as a stepping stone to make better habit changes. They just say, take the medicine, lose what you lose, and stay on it forever. That's what I like about, I'm not sponsored by Alan Roberts. I'm a big fan of his, from his hometown. But that's like one thing I like about Alan Roberts and his supplements, No Morbidity and Alchemy, is Alan even says, you aren't supposed to take my supplements forever. If you have to, you have to, but you should use them as a stepping stone to get your shit together, get your habits in order, get your eating fixed, and then wean yourself off of them. You know what I mean? He wants you to make the right choices. And that's really, no matter if you're using a supplement or Ozempic or not, that should be the goal, right? But unfortunately, that is not being pushed by Ozempic. The stupid creator of Ozempic, that dumbass woman, I want to review her video. She's trying to say that you cannot control your hunger and that it's out of your control. Like, it's absolute bollocks. So, yeah, I'll probably go over that. But the problem is people are not being taught the right habits, and they're just basically um, supposed to be on Ozempic forever. You might lose 20 to 50 pounds. I've heard someone lose as much as 65 or 70. But all in all, you don't lose all that much weight because you don't change your freaking habits.
Still have trouble eating, who still have to force themselves.
And again, yeah, there's a lot of bad side effects and stuff with Ozempic, so you should not want to use it until it's more of a last resort. I would say a step right before surgery, before considering surgery. Now, somebody like Amber Lynn definitely needs it. Foodie Beauty needs it, especially because she's diabetic, and I do believe Amber's probably at very least pre-diabetic. Not diagnosing though, guys. Got to clear it up, But just my opinion. Um, but yeah, there's some side effects for this, but I'm sure most of the people that get off of it don't have super long-term side effects or don't have them permanently, and they just gain weight right after they quit using it because they just go back to being able to eat what they could eat before. It was like purely the drug and the effects controlling the amount of food, not their actual willpower that they should have been working on.
To eat more than one small meal a day. And people talk about this like, oh, you just start taking this drug and then the weight just melts off. It just vanishes.
It starts coming off because you're eating less, so you're consuming fewer calories and losing weight. So again, you guys, your argument is freaking ridiculous.
Like magic. It's a miracle. No. Your body is in a state of near starvation.
No, it isn't. If you've got a bunch of excess fat on your butt or your fupa or wherever you may store it, then your body is not starving. That's what fat reserves are. They are food and energy for when times are lean as far as like food. So, and if you're eating once a day, and these people are probably picking a couple times and snacking, if you still have steady food coming in, you are not starving. If you have food that you are eating one meal a day, you are not starving, and your body is not in starvation mode. And that again proves you wrong, Hannah, because you're one of the ones that likes to push that if your body goes into starvation mode, you start ballooning up like the freaking Goodyear blimp because your body will start storing every single thing and hold on to it for dear goddamn life. So by your logic, what you're saying is contradicting yourself. Because you're saying that these people are losing weight because they're in a state of near starvation, but you have very clearly said that your body goes into starvation mode and then everything you eat, it holds on to and you gain weight and you starve yourself fat, basically. So again, thank you for proving yourself full of crap.
You are in a state of severe calorie restriction.
No, you're not. Even, I'm sorry, but if you're 100, 200, 300 pounds overweight, even if you're eating 800-900 calories a day for a few weeks or a couple months, that you're still okay. Okay, I'm not telling anyone to go and eat 800 calories a day. You should be sticking to at least around 1200. But if you've got a ton of excess weight, I'm just saying you will be okay for a short period of time until your body adjusts. But This woman probably thinks that like 2,000 calories a day is severe caloric restriction.
It works the exact same way as diets and weight loss surgery. It is simply just eating way less food than what is required for a normal, healthy diet.
So you eat less and lose weight. Guys, let's all clap our hands for Hannah being a great big hypocrite and proving it in this video.
And also, just like diets and also just like weight loss surgery, it is temporary. And
Because you need to make permanent changes. You can't go back to stuffing yourself like a Thanksgiving turkey after you get off of the freaking uh, drug and expect to lose weight. That's why people say, oh, the diet failed. No, it didn't. You stopped doing it. And guys, that's what you need to know is like you lose weight, you get down to a lower body weight, your body is going to naturally require less food to maintain that weight, to keep you running, to keep you healthy. So if you were eating 2,500 calories a day, you lose weight, your maintenance is now like 1,700. Once you're done with your diet and you hit your target weight, or you're like, oh, I'm happy where I'm at, you can't go back to eating 18, 19, 2,000 plus calories a day because that weight will creep back on. Your maintenance calories is now that 1,700, and you have to stay in that range. A little more here and there, yeah, no problem. A little less here, no problem. But you can't go back to eating the way you were before. This is like flawed logic
people gain the weight back in the long term.
because of what I just explained. Look at this smug face on this woman, too. That's a thumbnail, possibly. She just thinks that she knows so much and she's so smart. But the fact is she just, as I pointed out, proved her arguments hypocritical in this video on two different topics. Welcome back, Hannah. We missed you, girl.
And by the way, even for the people who take it for diabetes, a lot of those folks have really severely mixed feelings about it.
Because you know what, they are not being taught to eat properly. It is criminal to encourage diabetics to eat a lot of grains, a lot of carbs, alcohol, fruit. Yes, even fruit and whole carbs should be limited if you are a diabetic, because carbs, no matter what form they come from, turn into the same simple sugars in your body. And out of all of the oses, fructose is the worst, because your body cannot process it normally. It processes it the same way as alcohol, and it is no good. So even if you are eating whole grains, good, healthy carbs, as a diabetic, they should be limited. They are not encouraging and teaching diabetics how to eat properly. All diabetics should be on at least a low carb diet. I'm not saying you got to be carnivore or keto, but you should be on a lower carb diet. You should limit your carbs, or at least have them like just one meal a day, and they should be healthier carbs like sweet potatoes, squash, a little bit of quinoa, maybe some brown rice, something like that, lots of veggies or some fruit, something like that. Um, you shouldn't be eating pasta, white potatoes, bread, cereals, grains. I would even keep oatmeal to a minimum. Sorry for just being a jerk. I would keep oatmeal and stuff like that to a real minimum if I was a diabetic. You want to focus on lots of lean meats, healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, fats from the meats that you eat, a little bit of cheese, dairy if you can tolerate it, lots of veggies. Just bulk up on all that kind of stuff. And like I said, you really, dietary changes should be the main and primary form of maintenance of diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes.
Because even though it may be effective at managing someone's A1C levels, it has really severe consequences inside.
You know what also manages your A1C levels? What I just said. Nothing will help and alter your A1C levels like managing a healthy, lower carb, diabetes appropriate diet for the long run.
Effects like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, gastroparesis, and a whole host of other issues.
Yeah, those things suck and you definitely don't want them. So that's why I said Ozempic should really not be being handed out like candy like it is in Wegovy. Wegovy is just a higher dose of Ozempic, guys. It's the same drug. It's semaglutide. It's the same thing. But like I said, that stuff should literally be a last resort before considering surgery. Like I can't, like I feel like Amberlynn needs to get back on it. I feel like April Lauren should be taking it. These are people who have very severe eating problems, very severe weight problems. Um, but if you have less than 50 pounds to lose, I would say you don't need it at all. But they're making money off of it and it's being pushed, and you're gonna see every Tom, Dick, and Harry taking it.
And a lot of those symptoms continue even after the person stops taking Ozempic.
Yeah, for a time or permanently. So it's not something you don't want to risk, you know what I mean? You want to keep pharmacological, I can't talk today, pharmacological interventions really to a minimum if you can, guys. You just don't want to be one of those people pops pills like candy. Now I take a lot of supplements because I'm healing my Lyme disease and treating my Lyme disease and stuff like that with supplements. Supplements I consider differently. They're natural substances, they're healthy, but like as far as like drugs, like statins and like other blood pressure medicines and all this other crap, you really want to keep these things to the bare minimum.
But the fat phobia in our world is so
Oh yes, they're only giving these people Ozempic because we hate fat people. We hate how you look. We hate how you act. We hate how you sound. No, it's because being fat is unhealthy, and our country is just drowning in debt and problems from lifestyle related illnesses and behaviors.
severe, and we have made this world so deeply unbearable for fat people to exist in.
No, no, no. You outgrew the world. Don't mind the dog. That's just the mister coming in. So
That they would literally rather not be able to eat, vomit, and themselves on a regular basis than exist in the world as a fat person.
yeah, so what does that tell you? When people are more willing to be pissing themselves and crapping themselves and risking all these side effects because they don't want to be fat, that tells you that it's not the super wonderful, awesome, glamorous life that you guys make it out to be. It's not that great. You have a lot of problems. It's not that attractive. Most people don't find it attractive. And people know it's unhealthy. So Hannah just, that's a tough pill for her to swallow. You know what I mean? And a lot of these other fat activists. Okay, so that's all for Hannah. In fact, you know what? I will end this video here with Hannah. I will actually make another video of the TikToks regarding Ozempic, but this one will be just about Hannah. The mister came in. I'm going to go say hi, and this will be just a little quick video, a little rant for you guys to listen to. Anyways, I will be covering some other people. I'm debating doing videos specific to certain people because they tend to like to strike you and come after you. I like to kind of keep it mixed up, but we'll see. But anyways, I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's all give Hannah a great big welcome back in the comments. I'm sure she's just happy that we're still lurking around. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe. I only need 19 subs to get to partial monetization, so let's get that done. I will talk to you guys in the next one.